Hi guys, so this is the Search for the Real Self, Chapter 4. I love this book so much, and I have an intro that I'll leave in the cards to kind of give you a reason why I'm going to go through each chapter of this book, and hopefully this book will give you some enlightenment and some perspective on why you do the things you do. And it really did open my eyes a lot to why I do the things I do. I think that this book can benefit everybody, as I said in the intro. So if you're interested in how to reach self-actualization, please keep watching and please subscribe to this channel. We've got psychology, mystery, and all kinds of things, but my passion is psychology and self-actualization. So if you're on that journey of self-care, self-help, and getting to finding out your purpose on this planet, just keep watching. So, chapter 3 kind of talks about what the real self does and how it helps us. So, the real self really emerges in your 20s, and it emerges in that time when we're trying to transition from independence to reliance on our parents. And it has a sense of continuity. So, basically, even though there are challenges, we always have an underlying sense of self worth, an underlying sense of we're going to get through this, and there is a lot of emotions, but have an ability to self-soothe if you have a strong sense of your real self. And the biggest thing about that is that even though people can try to confuse you, or you can be going through a crisis, either financially, mentally, we still know that we overall have a mission and we have like an overall sense of purpose. So even though we might be going through a hard time, which we all do, we still maintain that, the self-awareness. And it says right here that if learned well in the first 3 years of life, real self, it remains with us into adulthood. And it reminds us that no matter how temporarily confused we might be in any particular situation, we are indeed worthy and have a coherent center and wholeness upon which we can rely. So this is the real self. And a lot of people might think just because they're going through a struggle or they might be going through confusion. I mean, confusion is very normal. Most people don't realize that. I mean, I personally 100% can feel like when I'm confused that, something's not okay, but it's totally normal to be confused. And I don't think that ever really goes away. But if you have a strong sense of self, you kind of can see from the outside looking in that that's normal. And therefore, we can successfully integrate the many different roles we have to play in life. And we can secure recognition from others for both our achievements in specific roles and for the whole person, the real self. That is more than the sum of our individual accomplishments. So this is a big thing. Like, people think that if they don't get promoted or if they don't achieve, a certain level of status or a certain level, like a certain job at a certain age, they're not a person, that they're not worthy of, esteem, or they don't deserve respect. That is the problem. Like, real self really tells you that no matter what, we're all on our own journey. And this chapter really tells me a really good story about this girl named Terry. And I can really relate to this. And she wants to be a veterinarian, and she gets a lot of pushback from her parents saying that it's not a good job. I don't know why, even though it's a good job. And she gets a lot of pushback there. She gets rejected from schools, but she still knows in her heart of hearts that's what she wants to do. So she pushes through it. She dates guys, and she, some of them break her heart, some of them she breaks their heart. And she has a very strong sense of self, and she doesn't let others push her around, even though she might have to bend sometimes because, in life, you just might have to. Like, she had to live with her parents for a little while, knowing that it was not the most beneficial thing for her, but she just needed to financially. But she knew that she was losing her sense of independence. So she figured out a way to get herself her own apartment. So it's basically kind of a very common story, but just because you go through setbacks and you're confused, you don't lose your sense of self. So I just want to make that clear that a lot of people that are confused right now, especially in your 20s, or I don't think that ever ends, honestly. Like, I don't think ever is going to be a time where you have no problems. Just because you have problems doesn't mean that you don't have a real self. And just because you're confused and you're still in your searching doesn't mean that you don't have one. So I just want to make that clear, that this book is not about shaming people. It's about really, really finding out what your true self is. Because once you figure that out, you really cannot be broken down. I mean, you can be set back, but you'll never be broken down. So this is why this chapter is very important. Really talks really great antidotes from Terry. Another one is for an older lady. She has a few kids and a husband, and she decides to become a real estate agent, and her husband pushes back on her, but she knows that's what she wants to do. So that's what she continues to do, even though she faces many challenges. So a very inspirational chapter. If you want me to read it, of course I can in future videos. But yeah, this chapter was about the real self, kind of more broad, and how it develops. So not how it develops. It is how, if you have a real self, this is how you're going to move through life. Okay, so chapter 4 really talks about when the real self is attacked by the fear of abandonment. So that's what I will be reading next. And please subscribe and like this video if it helped you, if it calmed you. Yeah, this is a great book, and I think that everyone, any age, should read it. So I'm going to give you guys a little synopsis. But yeah, please like and subscribe. Love you guys so much, and bye.